Hi, I'd like to thank you all for coming and joining us today for our first episode. This episode today is brought to you by Southwest Georgia Fellowship, Hope and Love, and Gavin Glass Videography and Photography. Thank you. Coming to you from Southwest Georgia Fellowship, Hope and Love Studios in Leesburg, Georgia, it's The War Within. And now to your host, Dawn, Joe, and Wayne. Hey, welcome everybody to our first show. We're going to do things a little different today than we normally would. Normally everybody would be in studio together so we could talk amongst each other. But unfortunately today we couldn't get everybody together in the same spot. So we've each had to take a time to record everything. But today is really about introducing ourselves and letting you know how we feel about our cause. We ask that you're patient with us this week, and in 2 weeks we'll have another show ready to go. Hello everybody, my name is Wayne Cooper. I am with Southwest Georgia Fellowship, Hope and Love. Myself, Wendy Cooper, Elizabeth Cooper. We started this back in 2015. It wasn't quite the extent that it is now, but we found a passion in our care packages. It was our way of giving back to the ones who have given so much for us. Each year we still send out care packages to our troops, and that will never change. No matter where we go with this group, no matter what directions we go in, we will always pay tribute to our troops by sending them a care package each year. Can you only imagine how it would feel to be over in a foreign land fighting for your country, and for a package just to show up in your name with a little thank you card and some goodies from home? If you would like to help us, either with a monetary donation or with a donation of items that are on the approved list, please contact us at 229-669-4111. Thank you.
PTSD is something that has affected us in one way or another. For me personally, I have PTSD, and if there's any way I can help someone who has PTSD and or is caring for someone with PTSD, as well as to help family and friends to understand what it is like for someone with PTSD, in addition to how important they are to their loved ones' well-being, treatment, and therapy, family and friends can do and play a significant role in the treatment and therapy of someone with PTSD. For myself, once my family understood that this wasn't something I could just quote-unquote get over and become more supportive as well as empathetic, it truly helped me when it came to my treatment plan with my doctors and therapists. Even if they didn't understand, as long as I could see that they were trying, that in itself was a huge relief and comfort. Believe me, if PTSD was something people could just quote-unquote get over, then we would. It isn't fun dealing with it, and it's not like we enjoy reliving the traumas repeatedly to the point we feel like we are going insane, to feel as if you are still there and it is still happening in no way, shape, or form. Fun for anyone. You want it replaying over and over again. You don't want that. We are here to show moral support, share knowledge and experiences, to be an ear for someone who just needs to talk, and most of all, to be that shoulder to lean or even cry on. We are here to ensure that no one has to go through this alone. You are not alone. We are here for you.
May 30th, 2019. The Connecticut Senate has approved legislation that will provide first responders with post-traumatic stress disorder benefits for up to 1 year. Thursday's unanimous vote comes about 6 years after proponents first tried to require Connecticut's workmen's compensation laws to cover PTSD for first responders who witnessed a tragedy such as the Newtown school shooting in 2012. The The legislation stems from an agreement recently announced between the Connecticut Conference of Municipalities and unionized police and firefighters. Under the agreement, a PTSD diagnosis must be made by a licensed psychiatrist or psychologist in accordance with the national standards. A first responder must experience one of 6 qualifying events. The compromise does not provide permanent benefits. The bill now awaits on a vote in the House of Representatives. Phoenix, Arizona. Military veterans are participating in a clinical study to see if Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu can lessen their post-traumatic stress disorder. Marine veteran Jean-Paul Vaillant and Garrick Billy served in Operation Iraqi Freedom. After their return home, they sought help for their PTSD, but they continued to struggle. I sort of drifted away from reality, Billy said. 2 years ago, both men founded Stateside Warriors, which offers services to military veterans, first responders. Vaillant and Billy tried an unconventional form of fighting their therapy for PTSD. It's mindfulness in the disguise of combat sports. So you're really in the moment and not thinking about anything else, Vaillant said. One of their instructors is Joe Latreo, a former New York police officer who developed PTSD after responding to the 9/11 terrorist attacks. Step 1 is just getting out and going back to being a human, social person, said Stateside Warriors founder Shane Sorensen. He combines martial arts instruction with building a brotherhood. Sorensen said they taught before and after each class, and they go together for lunch or watch martial arts fighting on the weekends. A local military psychologist is studying the veterans and their mental health results. Tracy Burtston points out that 20 veterans a day are dying by suicide. The traditional methods in clinical psychology are not preventing many deaths. She is dedicated to finding alternatives, and she believes Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is a promising option. When they first went into the study, they were scoring 100% PTSD. Then we noticed about 60 hours on the mat, everything started to change. Burstyn said she hopes to publish her findings later this year. I was diagnosed with PTSD 2 years ago, and I went on a learning binge on what PTSD was and how we can work on it, how we can try to be normal as possible. We have several members of our group that have PTSD, some more severe than others, and there are different symptoms for everybody and different treatments for everybody. We don't claim to be any kind of doctors or psychologists or anything like that. We're just here to try and shed some light on the situation and try to be a helping hand to somebody in need, to let them know that they're not alone. There are just so many people in different industries today that their life is just so stressful due to different situations. First responders, I've got to give it up to you, man. I don't know how y'all do it. I don't know how you see and deal with the people that you do on an everyday basis. I just don't see it, man. You guys are a special breed. We appreciate everything you do. And we're here if you need to talk. We're here if you just want to sit down and have a cold beer. Or a cup of coffee. Doesn't matter, whichever one you'd like to do. Our group also does care packages for our troops overseas. And this year we're starting wellness packages for our veterans. Now everybody knows the veterans in this country is committing suicide at a rate of about 22 per day. That's just, for a country our size and our cash, there's just no reason for our vets to be treated this way. There's no reason for our military to be treated the way they are, especially when they come home. They say that 6,000 vets will commit suicide this year. That's 18% of the national average of all suicides. So we have to get better. We all know that war's not going to go away. We all know crime is not going to stop. So we have to figure out a way to help people get over PTSD. We know that's not an easy task. We know that everybody's not willing to go to a doctor. They feel like it's embarrassing. It's our job as friends, concerned citizens, caregivers, people who just want to help to get people to the treatment that they need. And once we get them there, make sure that they continue to be able to go. That we show them the support that they need emotionally, and to make sure they have a ride there. Over the next few weeks, we're going to share some news articles, different methods that are coming up as far as treatments, and we'll have some awesome guests that'll be on the show. I really do appreciate y'all sitting here listening to me over these past 4 or 5 minutes. We're going to have a good time here. We're going to hopefully put your mind at ease a little bit, letting you know that there's other people out there that are here for you to talk to share experiences with, what we've gone through and how we've dealt with it. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be quick. Don't be naive. Just know that God is going to use this for something good. Going back to our care packages for just a minute, we have a list of items that are approved by the government on what we can send and what we are not allowed to send. If you would like a copy of that so that you can help or even start sending care packages out yourself, you can look at our Facebook page. It's Hope and Love on Facebook. Just look us up, like the page. We also have a website, www.hope-and-love.org. I know that's kind of strange, but it's the only way I could get it. All right. Now, I'm not always going to be this calm. We are recording this one today, and we aren't in the studio together. So once we do, we're going to start having Facebook Live and also our podcast. For those of you who are riding in a car, those of you that are on Facebook can watch the show. Hopefully it won't be too long, just a few things we got to get in order. Again, and I appreciate y'all listening to us, and look forward to the next few weeks. Thank y'all. Goodbye. Gavin Glass Videography and Photography is a local business that can handle all your media needs. From commercial shoots to family photography, they do it all. Have your next commercial made for your business, testimony for your happy customers, or an event coverage for your next big event. Oh yeah, let's not forget their real estate videos to sell that next property. Simply go to www.gavinglass.com to see a full list of what they offer as well as examples of their work. We have Gavin do videos here, and he does some pictures for us here, and they're just no comparison. He does an excellent job. He's timely manner. Give him a call. You won't be disappointed. Again, that's www.gavinglass.com.
Hey everyone, my name is Specialist Joe Drennan. I'm U.S. Army retired. I've had 18 years of service as a combat medic / nurse. I did a combat tour in Iraq in 2004. I was diagnosed with PTSD shortly after coming home in 2005. I've been suffering with PTSD now for about 15 years. It's an ongoing struggle. I have my good days, my bad days. I've had several suicide attempts, been hospitalized for depression and suicidal thoughts. Currently under treatment, of course, which I'll probably be for the rest of my natural life. I've been to therapy, so I know that there's help out there, that PTSD is winnable. You may lose some battles, but the end goal is to win the war. Like I said, there is help out there. All right, so what kind of help is available for PTSD? Well, there's several different treatment options. There's cognitive processing therapy, where you actually relive the trauma over and over to loosen the psychological effect. There's cognitive behavioral therapy, which in essence gives you kind of a refocus on how you deal with the trauma that you've experienced. There's obviously medication, of course. So how basically is the battle or the war on PTSD winnable? Well, I can only speak from personal experience. I choose and pick my battles. I still have a problem with anxiety and depression because of the chemical disturbances in the brain. That's where medication comes in part. I've spent a lot of time writing about my experiences. I've written two autobiographies actually, about my combat experiences and my experiences with PTSD. I take every day as it comes. The battle is what you make it. You choose the battleground. You have the advantage.
Well, as you see, Joe is straight to the point. He's a good guy. That's why we keep him around here. We thank you for listening to our first show today. Hopefully it won't be too long and we'll be doing our Facebook Live. Thank you and have a great week.